A lot has happened since last video. Obviously, as you guys see, I'm back in Trinidad right now. I'm back home. That trip to the States was like, it was very, very bad for training. I was between Houston and Chicago. I don't think I did a single video in Chicago. Although, even though it was bad for training, you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I hit 860 or 859 for a triple on deadlift. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, oh, and I hit a pretty big bench as well. But yeah, other than that, training wasn't great. I had hit the 1000 kg for a double here in Trinidad before I had left, with the 881 pull and then everything else. And yeah, I decided not to go into singles. So we're back in like a little bit of volume right now. By volume, I mean very high intensity volume though, because my plan this phase, let me not even get ahead of myself. Pre-workout shake going down. We have the pink salt, the greens, and the creatine. Everything else that I ever added to this shake was just simply for pure entertainment purposes. Like nothing else is really works or is effective other than these three things in my opinion. And realistically, this shake is like more placebo than anything, because yeah, none of these things are gonna immediately add strength or anything like that, you know. But we have an SBD session today. We're actually in week 3 of a brand new block, and by brand new block I mean a block that I haven't done any videos on or anything like that. So today's just gonna be week. One of the other big things that happened since my last video was Worlds. And this was probably the best and most interesting IPF Worlds to date, in my opinion and the opinions of a lot of other people. Definitely the best IPF Worlds. Every single day that there was lifting, there was some sort of shake up or scare or something like that had people on edge. And yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that, talk a little bit about my goals coming up, talk a little bit about how depressed I was watching IPF Worlds, because I wasn't at IPF Worlds and I just want to compete, bro, you know. So yeah, go warm up. Alright, so as I said, today is week 3, or SBD day, which is day 2. If you guys kind of followed the videos before, you guys know that my SBD days are usually just weekend days. So we don't really have anything too heavy today. This is my main squat, but we don't have a big top set or anything like that. So it'll probably just be low 600s, and then just work after that, and then bench, same thing, work, deadlift, same thing, work. But yeah, we just kind of laying the foundation right now for next week, because next week is the week where I kind of plan to ball out on every single lift, and hit some PRs there, which should be pretty big, because throughout this phase we have a triple on squat, a triple on bench, and then deadlift is a double. So yeah, next week should be good. Surprisingly, I feel good. Since I came back from the States and even while I was in the States, my my variables have been horrible. If you guys have been watching the series since like the start, you guys will know that one of the biggest things that like I committed myself to was getting 10K steps per day. Full transparency, I've probably been averaging about like 4,000 steps per day for the last like month and a half, month and 3 weeks ish, which is it's horrible, you know. So I'm not gonna like throw away the entire year just because I like messed up on that. I'm gonna try to salvage as much as possible and just like lock back in. But yeah, my protein, my sleep, everything like that has just been bad. But we have some big goals for next week, and I'll share those goals with you just now. Because I basically want to triple 1,000 kg after doubling it last phase, but I basically want to triple it. And I think it's possible, but I can't be as like laxed as I am right now with my variables. So. Last warm up here, 485, and we're going straight to first working set. In total for these working sets, we have 4 sets of 4. So the first 2 are going to do ascending and they're going to be heavier. So that's going to be this, which is 595. And then after this, I'm going to go up to the heaviest set of the day, which is like 617. I might go 628, but feeling lazy, so I'll probably keep it at 617. And then 2 easier back downs at the same weight, which will be 540, and that's regardless of how I feel. So first working set here, 595 for doesn't feel too bad. That was the heaviest set for the day, 617. As I said, I don't really have like a top set this week. So for my back downs next week, I'll probably do this exact same thing. In terms of the goals that I have for next week, on squat, I'm looking at 771 for a triple. That would match my best triple, and it would also set me up nicely for that like 1,000 kg triple. So yeah, I guess we'll see. I feel good for it right now, and again, variables really not like locked in. So I think once I like stay on top of that stuff for the next week or so, I should feel even better. So we have 2 lighter sets now, and once I catch my breath, I'll talk about the bench and deadlift goals, because the deadlift goal is like I'm almost scared of the deadlift goal, to be honest. Like, what we see? Wop, 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 wop. All right, so unfortunately, squat was the most exciting part of today's workout. Warming up for bench right now, and bench and deadlift today are just like pure work. So it's just like pure reps. Deadlift I have sevens, and bench I have like last and press eights. So yeah, I'll just kind of like show those clips over me talking. But basically, the goal for this phase is a kind of like pseudo 1,000 kg for a triple. I did 1,000 kg for a double like 2 blocks ago, and I want to triple it this phase. I won't be able to triple it exactly just because my deadlift this phase is actually a double. But bench we have triples, squats we have triples, and deadlift I kind of want to go push past the 1,000 kg. So my plan is 551 for 3 on bench, 771 for 3 on squat, and 410 kg or 904 for 2 on deadlift. So that would put me at somewhere around like 10 kg with squat being triples, bench being triples, and then the deadlift being a double. The deadlift I'm low-key scared about because I don't know, my grip here in Trinidad isn't the best. I genuinely need the AC here so that I could close down this garage door and just have here be like less humid, less like sticky, less sweaty, and I think that would help. But I don't know if I'll be able to do that in time for next week Friday, but I guess we'll see about that and how it goes. Maybe I might just have to strap it, but at the end of the day I don't think I could strap 904 for even a single rep. So anyway, in terms of like more important news, so IPF Worlds happened, right? That was like the big thing over like last week, and this was without a doubt the most exciting and fun powerlifting competition or like meet that I've ever watched. I think a lot of people like agreed with that. So many weight classes had like upsets. So many weight classes had things not go exactly how you thought it would have gone, and that made for like excellent viewership. Obviously, there were like a lot of favorites that didn't win. USA didn't sweep, and weight classes like 66, 83s, 93s, even the 120s, which I'll talk about a little bit more, obviously, and then 120 pluses with Timo and Jesus. They were all fun to watch. And then on the female side, I had many fun weight classes as well, like the 84 kg pluses, the 76s, the 69s. Those were all like really, really fun to watch as well. And overall, it was just a really, really good meet, which honestly was fun to watch, but at the same time hard to watch because it's like, in my mind, I keep thinking like, damn, I would have loved to be a part of like this IPF Worlds in particular and have this be like my big IPF Worlds comeback. But obviously, as you guys know, I am suspended from the IPF until February of next year. So more than likely, my first like big international meet back will be IPF Worlds next year. Diving in like a little bit deeper into like the 120s, right? I'm gonna try to not be like a dick about this, right? But the 120 class was very disappointing, to say the least. Yeah, it's very, very disappointing. Bob won, he had a whole series called Don't Get Clapped by 105, and then everybody proceeded to get clapped by 105. Bob weighed in at like 105.1, and I think he literally drank up in order to get into the weight class, which is very sad. And then he totaled 970 and won the meet. So so many people in the weight class like Tony Cliff, and then others have like spoken about like totaling 1,000 kg, and the world record total is 978.5, and I would have expected at least somebody to hit that, but yeah, it just didn't happen. And then one of the things that like low-key pissed me off even more is that like after the meet, so many people like tagged me in like stories and like comments and stuff, and were like, bro, Rundle versus Bob 2025 is gonna be so insane. Two things that I want to say on that. One, at this point, if Bob goes 120, I would be so surprised. I would be so surprised. Bro is literally forcing himself to weigh enough to compete in 120. And obviously, if he's not actually gaining the weight and weighing in, at least consistently at like 108, 110, 112, then it's like he's doing himself a disservice by competing in 120, especially if he meets like Sheffield and then like Worlds next year, stuff like that. So it's like, I'd be surprised at this rate if Bob goes 120. I would love him to, but I don't know if that's going to happen, right? And then the next thing is, so the winning total was 970 kg, right? My 3 totals from the USAPL are 992.5, 1,002.5, and 1,045. And those meets were they could have all been better, And those are meets I all travel to because I don't live in the States and all these different things. It's like, I don't know, bro. Like, people tag me and stuff like that. People say things like that, and it's just like I really just need the opportunity to come to the IPF and lift, and like showcase my like ability. Like, I just feel like my whole powerlifting career has been like, it could have been so much different, and I feel like even up till now, like my last meet was good, but even up till now, I feel like I really haven't been able to like showcase like what I'm actually capable of, and it's like frustrating to say the least. And this IPF Worlds was like even more frustrating. But when I say frustrating, I don't mean like discouraging in any means. So it's not like, oh, woe is me or anything like that, because it actually motivates me. Because it's like the more frustrated I get, is the more motivated I feel, is the more that I want to like prove people like wrong, is the more that I want to like showcase like, yo, like I'm him, like I could do this, like all these different things. But it's just like very, very, like it could get to you mentally to feel this way for so long, because it's almost like this might be a crazy analogy, right? But it's almost like you're being like edged, because it's like, damn, for so long, like I have to like, just be like behind the scenes and be like a could have been lifter and like a what if lifter. It's like, oh no, what if X was here, or what if Y was here? It's like, bro, like I just need the opportunity, bro. So I guess next year I'll finally have the opportunity. Like God willing, I'll stay healthy. I'll be able to compete, and I'll be able to showcase that. But it's just tough. Same feeling I had when Sheffield was rolled around. Same feeling I'm gonna have for next Sheffield. And yeah, I guess just is what it is. But overall, the 120 class was cool. Like Etienne had a good performance, put up a decent total, and then he had the world record deadlift. Jonah, he couldn't compete. Tony Cliff came third, so he's going to World Games. Etienne and Bob also going to World Games. And overall it was cool. I just expected a little bit more, just because so many people, talk about that 1,000 kg mark, and then so many people, you'd expect at least to go over 978.5, but the world record total in 120 still hasn't been broken, officially. So, yeah, that's it. For me, I'm just gonna continue to train. That mock meet that I had in mind, more than likely, I'll probably just end up doing that maybe in like Houston or something like that, or here in Trinidad. And yeah, I'll see what I could pop up. The goal obviously is to get as close to 1,100 as possible. And then next year, let me lock in and say this for real. I was thinking initially that like when I did IPF Worlds next year, that I would like, oh, well, just save it for Sheffield, and like, I don't need to like ball out, and I don't need to go all out and everything like that. Here's the thing, right? The last time that I competed at an IPF international event was in 2018. And I was 22 years old. I just turned 22 years old, right? The next time I'm going to compete in an IPF event, I'm going to be 29. And that's basically 7 years of me training consistently, 7 years of me pushing myself, 7 years of all these different things. And all I've done in that time is do a local meet in the USAPL, and then been a guest lifter at another meet, and all these different things, while at the same time feeling like I'm the best in my weight class, there's a 0% chance that I will be holding back at IPF Worlds. Like 0% chance. The next meet that I do, it could be any meet, bro. Like I don't even care. I'm going all out because I feel like if I just like it's just been too long, and it's just like I just don't know when, you know, like I might get like another opportunity. Who knows if I would even like you know, like make it to the next Sheffield or anything like I don't even know. So for me, Worlds are going all out. I don't care if I lose Sheffield because I do. Whenever I compete next at international competition, we're going for broke. You know, so that's it. My next video will probably be deadlifts this Friday, which will be the week 3 deadlifts, priming up for that 904 for 2. So yeah, you guys comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about Worlds this year. And that's it. Peace.